Yeah, just I'll have to print it out on the computer and give you a music release that that we're allowed to play it, and they're not expecting any royalties or anything like that from it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then just bring it back in. We'll have it on file. Then we could go ahead and play the music. That's no problem at all.
Okay, we're going for 1 hour.
1 hour.
Sweet.
So yeah. So
158, 30 seconds. All right. And I'm going live on my own personal one, Facebook Live.
okay.
And this is Adrenaline Radio.
Yeah,
So,
Adrenaline Radio. I have that one set up to go in a couple.
where do people go if they want to learn about Adrenaline Radio?
Just adrenalineradio.com.
AdrenalineRadio.com.
Yep, simple as that. And the phone number.
Yeah, the phone number. I should need that. Okay.
yeah, 800
800
405
405
64
64
25.
25.
And then that's 825.
6425.
25.
Man, you are good. You can read backwards. This is tough.
And then another number that works in here is 562
562
945
945
27
27
77.
77. Wonderful.
Yeah, if you want to give out
Talk to you guys later.
yeah, if you wanted to, like, if you had guests calling in, you could give them the local number to call in. And then, if people were just listening and wanting to call in, they could call in via the 800 number and stuff.
Wonderful.
So yeah. Anything, anything else?
No, I think that's it. I mean, I don't have to have these things on only if there's a caller, right?
To hear the music, when we're starting up, and then
Alright.
then you could take them off. Headphone volume is all, you'd have to, I don't know which, how they're plugged in, so you'd have to, it's, pick and choose a.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, so then that's the volume there for headphones, and then callers would be, it would be flashing this red.
Just press that one.
Yeah, and now they're on the air.
Awesome. They're on the air.
Yeah, and then if you wanted to drop, that one's drop, and then they just drop.
Cool. Thank you very much, Pam.
Okay, we'll get you ready to go.
Sweet. All right, this is good. This is Fernando. All right, got to get practice. People on YouTube, on Facebook. I thought I was going to be able to do this on Instagram, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So everyone who's starting off, wait, I got my notes. Take a look at my notepad. Everyone who's live, can you watch this? So let me start off. Lord God, please help me. All right. It's a receipt for some organic peppermint. We are now live on Facebook, and we are live on Instagram. I just started talking? Awesome. Hello everyone, this is Fernando with Zen's Tea House. I'm the founder and president of Zen's Tea House, a company that started back in 2012. We're doing a Facebook Live. We're also on YouTube right now, live streaming. You can take a look at our website, www.zenstea.com. There is a link to our YouTube and our Facebook page at the bottom. Again, that's www.zenstea.com. I see a like. Awesome. Thank you very much. This is my first time, so please take it easy. We also have an opportunity for people to call in to ask any questions. So let me just get started. We're doing this Q&A Facebook Live via Adrenaline Radio. I know the owner of Adrenaline Radio. His name is Nick. I met him a few years ago at the farmer's market. He's a big fan of organic, and we just connected really well. So he asked me if I was interested in doing this Adrenaline Radio. Again, this was probably back in 2014. And at the time, it just wasn't available. But now we're in 2018. Zen's Tea House is now publicly traded on the OTC stock market. Yeah, woo woo. Trading symbol MJTV. You could take a look at the corporate website, www.mjbiotech.us. So people who are watching right now via Instagram, nope, not Instagram. People who are watching via Facebook Live, via via YouTube. You can message me or you can call me at the 1-800 number. This is 1-800-405-6425, Adrenaline Radio. And the reason why we're doing this, again, my buddy Nick, he reached out to me saying that this would be a great opportunity to be able to reach the masses because he knew that Zen's Tea House, the business model, is helping people through the power of tea. And he's a big fan of tea. He's a big fan of helping people. And so I thought to myself, let's give it a try. We did a press release a couple weeks ago about CBD teas, and we had a forum so that people could call in asking some simple questions on what is CBD tea and how is Zen's Tea House involved. There's some doctors specifically in Florida called marijuanadoctor.com. You could Google it. This is MJTV trading symbol, MJ Biotech. And yeah, man, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of things to do. And this is how we're now on the radio. People were trying to call in and we were trying to record them. And it was pandemonium. So let me just get started then. So if anyone has any questions regarding CBDT, anyone has any questions regarding Zen's Tea House, helping people through the power of tea, what we're doing, how we're growing, how we're now publicly traded on the stock market, and you're interested in getting involved, you can message me at info@zenstea.com, questions@zenstea.com, or you can call me at the number. It's a 1-800 number, 1-800-405-6425. All right. So, hey, we got 4 people watching on Facebook Live. You can give me a hi. You can message me. Let's see how it works out. Again, this is my first time, so please take it easy. I see some hearts. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, I have a little book here because I don't feel completely comfortable with just talking about Zen's Tea House full time. This is a book that I wrote back in 2015. I finished in June 2015. It's called the Holistic Business Handbook. If you want a copy, I'd be more than happy to give you a free copy via PDF form. It is published. It is selling on Amazon. But like Zen's Tea House, helping people through the power of tea, it really is a passion of mine. And when you are working as a business owner, when you're the COO of a publicly traded company, you have a lot of opportunities to reach people and reach out a hand and say, hey, if you're interested in learning more about helping people through the power of tea, teas and herbs, nutraceuticals, complementary and alternative medicine, which I don't really believe it's alternative, it's more preventative. And if you take a look at the history, it's pretty effective. You get a lot of information available. So now I have this book here. It's called the Holistic Business Handbook. So I'm going to just be reading from this. And if you have any support, any questions, feel free to message me. Again, you can call at 1-800-405-6425. I'd love to get a call just to say, hey, you know what, Fernando, I really appreciate what you're doing. Or, dude, is this real? Am I online? Online radio? Yeah, this is legit. This is the first time. All right. I just spilled some of my yerba mate. Forgive me. All right, so chapter 1 of the Holistic Business Handbook. Again, this was written by myself, Fernando Lopez, founder and president of Zen's Tea House, back in June 2015. This book was written for those who are interested in the complementary and alternative medical community and desire a better understanding of how the holistic business industry in America functions as a business entity. Now, I mentioned business because Zen's Tea House is in the business of helping people. Our business model is helping people through the power of tea, but it's very much a business. And as a business, the bottom line is the bottom line. Yes, we're trying to help people, but in order to do a good job, I had to make sure my team included, because we got 20 plus people who are working on the Zen's Tea House team, that we know what we're doing as far as business, hence why we're on the stock market. All right, that's the first sentence. Let me read that again and then I'll move forward. This book was written for those who are interested in the complementary and alternative medical community and desire a better understanding of how the holistic health industry or business industry in America functions as a business entity. This holistic business handbook was designed for the reader's convenience. With due diligence, this text was reduced to a simplified summary of the demographics of customers, holistic business theories, common ethnocentric misconceptions, like that word ethnocentric, and the rising list of competitors entering into the complementary and alternative medical industry. Yes, this handbook will discuss some of the present day statistics published by the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health, formerly known as the National Center for Complementary and Alternative Medicine. There will be mention and quotations of laws and guidelines from the Food and Drug Administration, FDA. Yes, Zenst House does work with FDA. Take a look at our website, www.zenst.com, for more information. And the definitive terms from the White House Commission on Complementary and Alternative Medicine Policy. Yeah, our government is involved in this. And they should, because there's money in this, and it's a growing industry. The goal of the Holistic Business Handbook, the one that I have right here, it's available on Amazon, or you can message me at info@zenst.com if you'd like a copy. I'll send you a free PDF. The goal of this Holistic Business Handbook is to provide the reader with a general understanding of how the complementary and alternative medical industry in America functions as a business. Each chapter will offer useful insight for business practitioners and wellness services. I see my friend Maritza. She is a certified holistic nutritionist. She and I did a YouTube video. It was actually on St. Patrick's Day. It's on YouTube if you want to take a look. She falls into that industry. So let me just provide the introduction. Here, let me take a look at our Facebook. It says, Memory Maker, Lori. Hello, Fernando from Clemente. And Lori, oh, hey, wishing you all blessings. Thank you very much. Margarita Avina, I love these teas, especially Z-Explain. Yeah, love Z-Explain. It's always a pain to keep up with that one because it's all organic. And when it's all organic, sometimes the products aren't always available in stock. But again, it's a business, so we got to work with what we got. By the way, if it says it's organic, then it's organic. And 9 times out of 10, we are always searching for the high quality, best teas and herbs available. Organic typically meets that standard. All right, so if you want to help out a poor community, you do not give them money. You give them jobs. If you want to empower that community, you educate them. Wow, so true. If you want to empower a community, you have to educate them. And that's why Zen's Tea House is helping people through the power of tea. We do it through organic natural products, nutraceuticals, but we also education. Education is huge. People who want to volunteer at Zen's Tea House, they want to show up to the farmers markets, they want to look online and even engage. You can call, again, 1-800-405-6425. You can call and engage in this educational experience. So let me tell you, this is the beginning part of this book, Vanity. Let me just, I always have to bring in context to who is this guy at Zen's Tea House, myself, what's the backstory, why I am in Zen's Tea House and what we're doing today. Again, we're also live streaming on YouTube. So you got this on Facebook Live, Adrenaline Radio, but also through YouTube. Okay, next time I'll make sure we do this through Instagram. So from a young age, my mom, a respiratory therapist, instilled in my siblings and I the value of having a career in the medical field. She successfully recruited 3 of my siblings, but I, the oddball, joined the military. As soon as I graduated from high school, I did not become a corpsman or a medic, but I did serve on my unit's emergency response team for 3 years. Afterwards, I spent 2 years with the military police. If you want, you can take a look at my LinkedIn account. Google Zen's Tea House LinkedIn. I'm the CEO of that adventure. So afterwards, I spent, after serving 2 years with the military police, both fields required a knowledge of advanced first aid. My medical conscious upbringing drove me to volunteer for all the medical training offered by the military. Much of the training I received was holistic in nature. Figure that. Of course it would be, because the military thinks on their feet, you know? Let's put 100 pencils in a 90 pencil box. If you don't have any of those pharmaceutical drugs, who knows where you're at. You got to work with what you got. So the military offers training in basic life-saving actions, like a tourniquet out of sticks and clothing. I learned the value of preventative action and proper hydration. Hydration's huge. You ever boot camp 101. So you got diet, you got physical exercise, etc. Learning medical life-saving techniques is what I did. It's a small part of what I did, but it was an experience. And I was able to experience this while traveling through the greater ports of Southeast Asia and the Middle East. I found my views towards healing becoming more and more holistic. Catch that? So upon my honorable discharge, I returned home and asked my best friend at the time to help me start a business. You can take a look at the history. We have a blend named after him. He said yes, and he started off as a small weekend job and evolved into an international company that now provides healthy alternatives to pharmaceutical drugs. Ask my medical physicians. Ask your medical physician if that's true or not, because if you ask the FDA, there's no such thing as an alternative to pharmaceutical drugs. The only thing that can cure a disease is a pill. I looked that up. Maybe I'll put a post of that on the next time we do this. So, in the first 30 months of the company, we generate over 50 satellite locations. After much research and numerous failed business ventures, my partner and I, my team and I discovered that approximately 70% of our customers were searching for a natural way of healing. Upon this discovery, we wrote up a new business plan and set out to find credible, licensed, ethically sound, holistic medical physicians. And after viewing a number of self-employed naturopathic doctors, homeopathic doctors, acupuncturists, chiropractors, and licensed medical physicians, we found out some really insightful secrets. Those secrets and some of the business tactics required for growing in this industry of complementary and alternative medicine are in this handbook. Take a look. Again, you just have to email me, info@zenstea.com, to get a copy of this. And I want to accredit the past and present professionals of the complementary and alternative medical industry, because if it was not for their work, much of this information presented in this book would not be here. So let me take a look at the Facebook Live. Again, we're on YouTube. Anyone who's seen this, if you could just go onto your YouTube account and like us, please like this. We only have maybe 70 subscribers to our YouTube page. I'm working on making a lot more. Every week we're going to be doing some new YouTube videos. Okay, so let me go back. Sylvia Barea, I tell everyone to buy the golden milk. Thank you very much, Sylvia. Let them know about the health benefits that are associated with turmeric. Yeah, we use fine organic powdered turmeric, ginger, root powder, and cinnamon. Cinnamon, we have Vietnamese cinnamon, we have Ceylon cinnamon, we have Indonesian cinnamon. We have different types of cinnamon. You let us know. We do provide custom blends. So Memory Maker, can you type in the phone number you mentioned just for a reference? Okay, it's just going to be for a reference. I'm going to type it in. It's 800. Are you watching? 405 6425. Please heart this page if you like it. It's my first time. Zen's Tea House, helping people through the power of tea. We just went through the forward part of the book, and now we're going to go into chapter 1. I know I said chapter 1 before, but this, every book has a little preview section. So this is a quote from Thomas Edison, and I really, really like it. It's called, it's a quote, so let me just read it off to you. The doctor of the future will give no medication, but will interest his patients in the care of the human frame, diet, and in the cause and prevention of diseases. Here, Thomas Edison. I appreciate the gender inclusivity, because the doctor of the future will give no medication, but will interest his or her patients in the care of the human frame, diet, and in the cause of prevention of diseases. But it's a different time. So in 1992, Congress established the Office of Unconventional Therapies, which would later become the Office of Alternative Medicine. And the purpose was to explore unconventional medical practices. In 1998, this office became known as the National Center for Complementary and Alternative Medicine. You can just see the development that's been growing. The Institute of Medicine in this book is entitled Complementary and Alternative Medicine because that's how it's recognized in the United States. But more than 1/3 of these Americans, this is according to the 2015 numbers that I pulled from the census. There's a 2012 census, so you can take a look at the book if you want. stated that more than one third of American adults report using some sort of complementary alternative healthcare. And so, really, when you say it's alternative, it's one third of the people are using this. And for why? Why are they doing this? Well, it makes sense. You take a look at the statistics. We are a very unhealthy nation. I'm not going to make any claims on that, but you can just do your homework and look at our problems with addiction, with our problems with health and obesity, with abusing pharmaceuticals. It's no wonder that so many people are now taking action and looking at complementary and alternative ways of bettering their health. That's my little soapbox right there. So let me go on. As the practice of CAM also has increased, complementary and alternative medicine has increased in the U.S., so has the amount of fraud. Dun, 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 dun. This is why we were looking for licensed medical physicians who are ethically sound, because fraud is a big deal, and it's a big in any industry. Okay, anytime you're bringing people's health involved and there's money, you can bet that there's going to be people who are going to engage in fraudulent charges. So fraud occurs, by definition, fraud occurs when a person dishonestly claims to have special knowledge and skill in some arena. Holistic healthcare may be one. This is not specific to the medical field, but subject to all industries. For the businessmen and women in the CAM industry, it's important to understand the ethics involved when dealing with the health and well-being of others. For this reason and others, government agencies can be severely critical towards businesses that do not clearly display compliance with the law. So MJ Biotech is the corporate company that I'm on the board of, COO of MJ Biotech to be exact, and we work with licensed medical physicians. We actually have an advisory board. You'll be learning more about that later. And just subscribe to ZensT.com, join the email list. You'll see there's a lot more that ZensT House is doing in regarding licensed medical physicians. Take a look at our last press release. You'll see that there's some doctors over in Florida who might interest you. So there's a best-selling author. You might have heard of him. His name is Kevin Trudeau. He wrote a book called The Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About. I'm mentioning, remember that what I just mentioned was frauds, okay? So get ready for this. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison for making false claims through infomercials for his other book about weight loss. This is one of the many cases. So to prevent any legal trouble requires some level of ethical responsibility. Due diligence is what I'm often reminded of when I'm working as a corporate officer. And proper mentorship. Both are paramount for a successful company. Proper mentorship can be found in the best of places, and in the CAM industry, there is an abundance of well-qualified women and men whose job is to help. Many find mentors at networking events and at their local chamber of commerce and nonprofit venues. So when ZensT House was started, yes, it was a team of us. We sought to help people through the power of tea. We're doing farmers markets. That's our bread and butter. You probably interacted with ZensT House if you're in Los Angeles or in the Southern California via farmers markets. Farmers markets, why do they work? Why are they so great for us to find people, or people find us? Is because people who are health conscious are typically looking there. People who are typically looking for organic, natural ingredients. Maybe they're suffering from some sort of sore throat, and what will they do? They will go to the local farmers market. They'll get their lemon, they'll get their honey, they'll get a little leaf or whatever, eucalyptus tree, whatever it may be, and they'll turn it into a tea, and they'll use it to clear their throat. I'm not saying that's legally what they can do, but FYI, this is what a lot of people do. And when they found Zen's Tea House, they were like, "Oh my gosh, this is great. I found my tea." And so, what did we do? We started making more blends for patients of doctors. There were a number of people in Los Angeles who asked us to make blends for congestion, for other health ailments, and legally we can't say that any of these teas or herbs or nutraceuticals are good for anything, because really, legally we can't say that. And so again, this holistic business handbook is centered on a business. The healthcare is a business, and it's a very big one. FYI, reminder, and I'm going to repeat this throughout the talk, is that MJ Biotech is the corporate company of Zen's Tea House. Zen's Tea House is being traded on the OTC stock market, trading symbol MJTV. I'm just going to write that out, MJTV, trading symbol, forgive my spelling, MJTV, www.mjbiotech.us. We are updating that website every week. So the field of health and wellness is a community of healers, many of whom are there to help. A lot of people that we get to interact with are genuinely interested in helping people. Sincerely, their mission is to help people. That's why they went into the medical field. But there are a number of these women and men who worked in the corporate arena, and after seeing the long-term negative effects of Western pharmaceutical medicine, they decided to go a more holistic route. Caregivers is a great word to describe the people who work in this industry, complementary and alternative healthcare. And for that reason, we need to understand that the people who work in Zen's Tea House are genuinely interested in caring for people. Sylvia, thank you very much. I met you at the local farmers market where I buy my tea. Yeah, thank you so much. So, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics of 2012, women hold approximately 50% of all professional level jobs. That's great! And yet they only make 14.6% of executive officers. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my gosh. 8.1% of the top earners and 4.6% of Fortune 500 CEOs. In the labor force for healthcare and social assistance, women account for a notable 78.4%. Again, for 2012, we said, for women, it was about 14.6%. When it comes to executive officers, it's substantially higher in the healthcare industry when you just take a look at women. But the executive officers is still about 14 point change. 12.4% of them are board of directors, and none are CEOs. So if you want to quote me on this, you could take a look. The website's www.catalyst.org/knowledge/forward-women.us healthcare. Yeah, it was last time I checked, it was in January 2014. I will have this available on our website. So from the numerous interviews that we conducted through Zen's Tea House, and I'm reluctant to believe how accurate these numbers are, because the present generation gender population in CAM are predominantly. This is my perception as the founder and president of Zen's Tea House. I saw that there's a lot of women in this healthcare industry. So this may be because women tend to be able to recognize and process, negative emotions or the health of others better. And again, you could look this up. This is the quote is from Sex Differences in the Recognition of Infant and Facial Expressions of Emotion. It's the primary caretaker hypothesis. It has to do with ethology and sociobiology. The study was under Bachuk. That's it's BABCHUK. Again, this is on the book. You can take a look. Again, it's called the Holistic Business Handbook. It's on Amazon. You can also take a look at the LinkedIn account. So this puts women, this being able to recognize negative emotions, that is a sign that there's some unhealth, that something's not right. This puts women at a huge advantage. Often health consultations will require proper questioning and a thorough analysis before an accurate diagnosis can be made. And we understand that. When you go and see the doctor, you want to have an interaction. When you talk with your medical physician, you want there to be a thorough analysis. We're going to talk about later in the book how there's a lot of people who come in and they want to be cured on the spot. That's typically not how it works. You didn't get like this overnight. You won't get cured overnight. And I can't legally say that we can, natural organic teas and herbs can cure anything. Again, the legalities that exist in this industry, it's really important. So, if you're coming from a Western medical perspective, we have to practice. We have to make sure that there's a clear comparison between Western medical perspectives and complementary and alternative perspectives. It's likely that you may have noticed that doctors do not spend as much time with their patients There's a reason for that. Again, this is all business industry. This is a business industry. There have been several studies claiming that doctors will often interrupt a patient once they have heard enough for what they believe is a proper diagnosis. This is particularly common practice in HMOs, health maintenance organizations. If you were paying attention to the Universal Healthcare Bill, you might notice that yes, there are HMOs and they're popping up left and right. Here in Southern California, Zen's Tea House is located in Santa Fe Springs, but we work at a number of Kaiser hospitals, Chalk Medical Center, USC Medical Center. We're at UCLA Westwood area, right next to their medical office. We're constantly working with these medical physicians in one way or another. And yeah, this is a common complaint. This is why more and more people who are looking for health answers, they're going for a more holistic route. Okay, that's a goal to fill. Now, these organizations provide HMOs, I'm talking about. HMOs provide managed care for health insurances, self-funded health care benefit plans, individuals, and other entities here in the United States. An HMO acts as a liaison with a healthcare provider. This is hospitals, doctors, etc. On a prepared basis. One of the many reasons why the complementary and alternative medical industry in America is growing is that the number of HMO patients are unsatisfied with their service. As a result, they're seeking out alternative therapies. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make it clear that Zen's Tea House does not make any medical claims. Legally, we can't. It's not ethical. We're not trying to. We're not trying to play doctors. You want a doctor, you could go and take a look at the website. We got a list of doctors who are there because they want to help people. They provide free consultations. I'm going to put a little disclaimer about what we do here at Zen's Tea House. Our mission statement is helping, or our motto is helping people through the power of tea, and the biggest way we do is by education. So we got a message, a comment from Miss Margarita via Facebook. Says, what tea is good for allergies? I'm not going to say that there's any particular tea good for allergies. Legally, I'm not going to. And what might be good for one person for tea might be terrible for another. We were talking about this on our consultation with Maritza Worthington, she's a certified holistic nutritionist. And we were talking about how you might be really beneficial. Your diet might be doing amazingly well with turmeric. But guess what? You might have an allergic reaction. And if you are allergic to a certain tea that's going to help you out with your benefits, your health benefits for allergies, guess what? It may not be good for you and maybe your family member or friend. So this is really important. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're looking at complementary and alternative healthcare, you'll see some great things that, hey, aloe vera is great for skin. You take the plant off, you put it on your wound. Advice, diagnose, or treatment, please do yourself a favor and seek the advice of your doctor or medical physician before making any changes to your diet, health, and routine. I just saw a post on Instagram because we're followed by some doctors, some licensed medical physicians, and it was this this MD. She said, "Don't think that just because you can Google an illness or disease that outweighs my 8-10 years of medical schooling." So there's some truth to that. Okay, so let's get back to HMOs. Dun, dun, dun. Because this is really important. HMOs make up one of the biggest and most successful businesses in America. I'm going to say that again. HMOs make up one of the biggest and most successful businesses in America. And they're doing so through capitation. I'm going to type in that word. It's CAPITATIONS. Capitations. Capitation is a payment arrangement for healthcare service, specifically to their providers. It pays a physician or a group of physicians a set amount for each enrolled person assigned to him or her per period of time, whether or not that person seeks care. I'm gonna Google this, okay? Please do. This is really good stuff, okay? We do this research because helping people through the power of T is what we seek to do. But again, capitalization. It pays a physician, a medical physician, or a group of physicians a set amount for each person enrolled, assigned to them for a period of time, whether or not that person seeks care. This same service can be provided for holistic healthcare providers. When considering the effect of managed care for a customer, a major concern is that it is economical or some sort of administrative force. Remember this. Look this up. Please call 1-800-405-6425. Let's talk about this. Oh my gosh, this is too much for me. Oh, this service that's provided, you need to consider this the economic aspect of healthcare, because this may lead you to an inappropriate reduction in available time. Today, it's understood that managed care has been blamed for shorter patient visits. Capitation managed care provides incentives to care for the greatest number of patients and reduced overall use of resources. Let me put it to you this way. Bring more people in, spend less time. You could email me, Holistic Business Handbook. It's all available on Amazon. It's only a few dollars. Or you can email me and I'll get you the free PDF form. It's a business formula. Bring in the most amount of people possible. Why? Because it allows for more patients to be seen. And I have I have family members in the medical field. And I have a family member who is just telling me about how the doctors that they work with, and I'm not going to mention any names, and it's a pretty big company. The doctors that he works with are reluctant to spend more than a few minutes because more time spent with a patient increases their chance for liability. And it makes sense. If you're going to be sitting with a doctor and you're paying insurance and you have only a few minutes with them, that means there's less things that could go wrong. Capitalization is this idea, again, where you're going to bring in the most amount of people in a shorter amount of time. So when you have less people, you allow for more people. You allow more time with people. But if you have more people, you have less time, therefore more money. That's one aspect. The second aspect is insurance. People get sued left and right here in America. I don't like it. It's where we are today. God only knows where we're going to be in the future. But if you're a medical physician, if you're a doctor, you went to school for 10 plus years, you went through medical school, you didn't go out and party, you stood home or stood in your college dorm and you were doing your homework when everyone was going out having fun, you were doing algorithms and chromosomes and learning about pharmacology and X chromosomes and Y chromosomes and enzymatic oxidation, all that stuff. Enzymatic oxidations is T. Sorry. But now you're practicing medicine, and what if you get sued by your patient? The less time you spend with the patient, if you're a doctor, okay, if you're a medical physician, the less time you spend with your patient, the less likely you'll get sued. This is an aspect of healthcare. And the Holistic Business Handbook that we're reading today, this is what we're talking about. The challenges that exist in this field. Okay, if you have any questions, you can call 1-800-405-6425. You can just call for your support. I really appreciate it. Zen's Tea House is helping people through the power of tea, and we're doing so today by talking about the holistic business industry. So the challenge of meeting the overwhelming demand for patients are universal. Healthcare providers understand that people are more and more sick, and they're physically it's just taking a huge toll on their body. It's taking a huge toll on their society. Our last president, Barack Obama, said that it's an epidemic. Yes. And what's on the rise? Holistic health practitioners. The emphasis and the importance of holistic medical physicians is growing. The problem is they don't really push pharmaceutical drugs. Some people say that's a problem. Some people say that's the solution. But just want to make that available. Again, we're on, this is YouTube Live, Facebook Live. I don't know how this Facebook Live is going right now. Oh, I think I might have lost. No, we're still good. Okay. So many holistic practitioners emphasize the importance of spending adequate amount of time with each of their patients. Why is that important? Because if you're spending time at the doctor, you want to spend time actually with the doctor so that he or she can analyze what's going on. It's not uncommon for them to spend 1, 2, 3 minutes. If you get 10 minutes with the doctor, you got a great doctor. All right. Let me just tell you. Again, I grew up in the medical field, and it's a business, and I have the utmost respect for medical physicians, and I care for them. We are generally caring for people. Before Zen's Tea House, I was looking at pursuing my master's in healthcare administration. It's kind of an MBA, but for hospitals. And so I want to make sure that we understand that Zen's Tea House is generally interested in helping people through the power of tea. So if you like that, please give a little heart, like it. I would really appreciate it. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook Live. We are also doing a live stream. Okay, so it may not seem very cost effective, but it is plausible that an increased use of physicians' time could lead to equal or greater savings in other areas, such as inpatient services. Non-capitated managed care is often provided in the context of a discount or fee-for-service arrangement. Discounts are always a good way of marketing incentive, and even done so in regular services through seeing medical physicians or holistic medical physicians. Again, it's a business. As fees become more discounted, income preservation demands a greater volume of customers. So if we're going to be promoting, if you are a licensed medical physician and you're generally caring for people and you got a bunch of customers coming in and you're giving discounts to all of them, remember you gotta manage that. Now getting to customers. Yeah, I'm moving some stuff around. Okay. So your most unhappy customer can be your greatest source of learning. You know who said that? He was a really successful business person, Mr. Bill Gates. Yes. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. Now, Zen's Tea House was a company that I started back in 2012. It was a great learning experience. I was 23 when I started. And I wish that I would have had a lot more mentors teaching me. My first year was just trying to get the thing off the ground. And we did. We did over 100,000 in sales our first year. Now we're over at 1 million. Woo-hoo. 2017, we finished over 1 million in sales. Again, Zen's Tea House is publicly traded on the OTC stock market, trading symbol NJTV. Let's go back to the book. This book. No business book would be complete without discussing the value of customer service. And in the medical field, this subject can be life or death. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, customer service can be life or death. I have this theory that if we just had a doctor who just went around and just cared for people emotionally, mentally, not physically, not biologically, they're prescribing medicine. No, I mean, if we just had medical physicians who would come in and tend to a person's soul, I believe that overall customer service would increase astronomically. And there have been studies on that. So over the years, here at Zen Tea House, we've spent countless hours in the art of training employees and perfecting customer service. If you're familiar with this process, it's not easy. We've sat in seminars, read books, took classes, interviewed customers on a number of occasions, and spoke with our competitors. I'm not supposed to drop names, and so I won't. But there's a lot of people in the tea industry that I hang out with, that I talk to. I send them text messages. I don't say that with doctors because they don't like it when I say that. But yeah, the idea of talking to talking to other people in the tea industry is a good practice. So, talking to your competitors about their customer service can give you a leg up, especially if there's no difference in the quality of product or service. Now, obviously, Zen's Tea House has great products, and I'm not going to badmouth anyone else. I'm just saying that I'm pretty biased. I hope you are too. You can give me a heart. You can like. If you want to talk about any of this stuff, any mention of how healthcare is as an industry, please call 1-800-405-6425. I have a gift certificate right here, $5. Anyone who calls me, just to touch base, because I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. So please let me know. All right. So we got about 15 minutes left, and I'm going to spend the last 5 minutes of this section talking about what Zen's Tea House is doing and what we're going to continue to do throughout the year. All right? Please, again, if you have any questions, please call 1-800-405-6425. So in America, people do not always associate healthcare providers as having great customer service. The VA, or also known as the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, operates the nation's largest integrated healthcare system with more than 1,700 hospitals, clinics, community living centers, these readjustment counseling centers, and other facilities. There's a lot going on. As you can imagine, there's going to be some complaints. Some have spent their whole life in the military and never once they received any training in customer service. And imagine there's a lot of people who work at the VA who are volunteers. FYI, I served 5 years in the United States military. Thank you to all the men and women who are serving overseas. Just want to make that clear. All right. God bless them and their family. So again, customer service is a huge factor, and for this reason, many people are leaving and getting fed up with their medical providers. You know, customers, they share their positive and negative experiences, but they're also patients. These are patients who are spending money either through insurance or some other way. And so, again, providing a positive experience requires sincere personal interaction. If this is not you, don't worry. Again, I was 23 when I started the company. I used my 3 months of unemployment. I stood up many nights and woke up early, had very little sleep, trying to build this company. And my positive experience wasn't that great. My wife would constantly tell me that I needed to work on my smile. Yeah, I still need work. So anyways, today there are several very successful business people that lack charisma. Who was that guy I mentioned? Really successful Muslim? I'm not going to say anything about him. But the business person who's trying to improve, like every good business person, will constantly look to improve. Several opportunities for practice are available at networking events such as Chamber of Commerce meetings. These places are typically ideal to use because they maintain the context of business. So again, you know, we're talking about the holistic business industry. All this is very important. I want to talk about operating in America. We got about 10 minutes left. According to the White House Commission on Complementary Alternative Medicine Policy, CAM can be defined as a group of medical healthcare providers and healing systems other than those included in mainstream healthcare in the U.S. Complementary and alternative medicine includes worldwide world views, theories, modalities, products, and practices associated with each system, and their use of treat illness to promote health and well-being. Now that quote, you can look at that up. When you're looking at complementary alternative medicine, it's not always viewed as pharmaceutical. The reason for this is because there is an overprescription problem here in America, and I'm not going to be talking bad about any industry. Zen's Tea House is here to educate people, to inform people about holistic and complementary alternative methods. When we do this, what we're doing is we're educating people, the masses, that there are options. One of the most empowering things you could do is educate yourself. And Googling, do you have gingivitis, isn't that great? No, actually go and spend some time talking to the medical physicians. Go and do reading some books, because there's a lot of bogus information out there. Please, if you like this, subscribe to our Zen's Tea House YouTube channel, helping people through the power of tea. You're probably watching this through Facebook Live. We plan on making this available via YouTube, because our mission is helping people through the power of tea. So regardless of product or service, ultimately it's the business that is responsible. Fast food joints, pawn shops, but you probably won't find in inner city areas an assortment of rich organic produce. It's not common. Now, there's a reason it's called supply and demand. You could Google it. I'll type it up right now. It's called food deserts. But this is something that plays a part into our society. If you have any questions, or you just like to say a shout out, again, call 1-800-405-6425. We're going to be here available till 3, right, Pam? Till 3, so another 9 minutes. Great. Love your support. So, what did we just cover for our first time? Zen's Tea House, publicly traded on the OTC stock market, trading symbol MJTV. Corporate website is www.mjbiotech.us. Zen's Tea House is a company founded back in 2012. We're located throughout the greater Los Angeles area. You'll probably find us at farmers markets, although we do have a nice little warehouse location in the city of Santa Fe Springs. Again, just Google Zen's Tea House. And we work with licensed medical physicians. We follow under complementary and alternative integrative healthcare. Because of the universal healthcare being enacted, people now more than ever are taking care of their health, and companies like Zen's Tea House, nutraceutical companies, they are rising in demand. And it's because people are recognizing, yes, I can use this. This is going to be my medicine. I want to make a note. There's a doctor. Again, I can't name drop. My buddy doctor, we'll call him Dan. But Dan, he said, you know what the difference is between medicine and poison? It's the dosage. Now, again, we work with a lot of people who are being overprescribed. They have a lot of medication just flowing through their body, and the body is resilient. Yes, we can, God has done a number with how we were designed, and if you don't believe we were designed, then that's fine. And evolution did a great job, because our bodies can go the distance. But when you put in a bunch of synthetic drugs, and you put in unhealthy chemically made fuel into your body, it takes a toll on you. Please let me know how you feel about this. Because today's advancements in technology allow customers, uh, patients, to pick and choose what services they want. They get to pick and choose what they get to diagnose. A lot of people get to diagnose themselves. They get to pick and choose their 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 way of healing. So I don't like that I don't like that I have some problems with my feet. So I'm just gonna switch new shoes. Like that's the solution. No, or hey, I have an allergic reaction. Let me see if I can take a tea. Well, a tea might not be the answer you're looking for. It may not make it any better. Actually, it might make it worse. So please let me know how you like this. Again, we got about 7 minutes left. 1-800-405-6425. This is Fernando, the founder and president of Zen's Tea House, a company publicly traded in the OTC stock market, trading symbol MJTV. If you're interested in joining the Zen's Tea House movement, if you're interested in being a part of a company that's genuinely interested in helping people, then you can get involved either through volunteering, you can like and share this, or you can drink some great organic. History, current status, and prospects for the future. There's a list of examples of the healthcare systems, practices, and products typically associated with CAM. I'm going to talk about a couple of them. I'm going to talk about a couple of them. I'll list all of them though that are on that list. So you have Ayurvedic medicine. I like Ayurvedic medicine. You can I even wrote a little chapter on that in this book. So you got chiropractor, homeopathic medicine, Native American medicine, sweat lodges and the medicine wheels associated with that. We have traditional Chinese medicine. Acupuncture falls under that. This is alternative healthcare systems. This is specifically for the body, but there's also metaphysical. Metaphysical. Are you watching? This is important. Meditation, hypnosis, guided imagery, dance therapy, music therapy, art therapy, prayer, and mental healing. Ooh, sorry, Pam. Prayer and mental healing. These, I cannot talk enough about this. So that's mind body interventions. Again, this is CAM, systems of healthcare products, therapies, and products. You can look this up online. The book is called Holistic Business Handbook. It's on Amazon. Biological based therapies. This is what Zen's Tea House falls under. Herbal therapies, special diets, macrobiotics, extremely low fat or high carbohydrate diets, orthomolecular medicine, mega vitamin therapy, individual biological therapy, shark cartilage, bee pollen. All these fall under that biological based therapies. And there's therapeutic massage, body work, and somatic movement therapies. This is massage. Also, there's the Alexander method. We have Qui-Gon, Reiki, therapeutic touch, magnet therapy. You know, these are these are all practices. These are all sciences. This is integrative medicine and holistic health. They're all associated together. So, with the last 2 minutes, well, almost the last minute, I just want to say thank you very much. If you're watching via YouTube, I appreciate it. If you're watching via Facebook, thank you so much. I don't know how many people we had. I know we had one person share. So let's just take a look at the people who showed up. Thank you so much. See Gabe, Nick, Memory Maker. Thank you very much. I hope you appreciated this. Please let me know how you like this. Again, this is Zen's Tea House, the founder and president of Zen's Tea House, Fernando. Our goal is helping people through the power of tea. Pam, we're about to close up right now? Wonderful. So please, thank you very much. Hope to see you next week. Let us know how you like this. This is Fernando helping people through the power of tea. Talk to you later. Bye. All right. Thank you very much, guys. How did I do this?